right, babies. It's that time again. Oh, yeah. I could not get enough sleep. Oh, my gosh. The last few days, not a lot of sleep. This was my first day on vacation. Slept a lot. So we're on our way to the gym for our 3-hour event. I jumped into Genesis 49 a bit. Didn't really get much out of it. As usual when it comes to Genesis. I think what it is, it's just kind of a story somebody put together before Israel dies, and supposedly he says his final words to each of his sons, which are the tribes, mostly negative. And then he passes away. So I think the fact that it actually happened that way, I highly doubt it. But what are we supposed to get from it? I don't know. I'm always at a loss when it comes to Genesis. I really am. The most I can say is I'm thankful for all the faithful servants of God that have created a path for all of us to follow. What their names are, who they are, what they did, I have no idea. But if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here praising the name of Jesus. So if there's something to be said for descendants, then I'm going to say we are thankful for all of those who've gone before us, who've been faithful, without whom we would be completely lost. Oh yeah, baby. Just like that. So that's all I have to say about that. We have Thanksgiving up tomorrow. I'm not a big fan of holidays. I really could care less. Now, if I had a decent family life, it would be a different story. But overall, I don't like holidays anyway because they just strike me as arbitrary, man-made. Anything that even reminds me of being made by man, I'm really not a fan of. Unless it's air conditioning and motor vehicles. Yeah. Much rather focus on the joy of God in every moment, which is tasting eternity, which has nothing to do with our superficial holidays. Especially if those holidays are really spurious, like in the case of us, like destroying the culture of the Native Americans. Yeah. Are we celebrating that? I don't think so. At least I'm not. But having mentioned that, let's talk about that for a minute. If it wasn't for the exploitation of weaker peoples by more powerful and military-minded peoples, the world actually might look like what God intended right now. Think about it. Think about all the colonization of Africa. Actually, not just Africa, but just the colonization across the entire world by the Europeans. There is such a thing as toxic masculinity, people. Doesn't mean all masculinity is toxic, but that is toxic. Think about it. Can you imagine a world where people who had extremely different orientations all respected each other based on the understanding that unique cultures birth unique practices? That's it. Imagine what the world would be right now if that were the case. Wow, baby. Yeah. So, in spite of that, as idyllic as that appears, and as out of reach it appears, we have even better options available to us in the Spirit of God. Oh, yeah, baby. Because if we live thankful, simple lives of love and service to others, that God's name be lifted up and Jesus be known for who he is and not for the foolishness that his fan club purports him to be. Oh yeah, baby. We have at our fingertips in this very moment something better than just a worldwide culture of respect of differences. Why? Because we have the very essence of God available to us to transform each other's lives in a way that is unmistakably the hand of God at work. Oh yeah. And that's what we're called to do at the moment, in case you didn't know. Yeah. So I don't know about all these things. People talk about Jesus coming in the clouds and, and establishing his reign on earth and all of this. I don't know about any of that. The only way I'll know about that is if he communicates that to me in some way. And so far he really hasn't. However, he has given me the inspiration of what I just explained to you, and so that's what I hold on to. However, he wants to manifest that, whether it's in like pockets of influence around the world, or it's in a massive restructuring of the entire world so that there is a new world order, but it's under the presence and authority of Jesus and those who know him. I don't know. But it's something along those lines. In which case, all the disaster that we're seeing shouldn't be a reason for despair. Because a simple life of faith and service has the power to transform the individual, the family, the connections to that person, and all across the earth. Oh yeah, baby. That's how big God's heart is. That's how much he's looking for alignment with who he is. And you might find it going through the Bible, but you'll absolutely find it if you just go directly to him.